you. Hello. And like you said, I developed a units of measurement library, and I decided a title for this talk a little bit weird because overcoming personal challenges. Don't we all have? Anyways, um, by the time that I started this project, I've been questioning myself if I really should be here in this stage. Who am I to talk about mental health aligned with an Erlang library? This is a information or a small graph that I grabbed from Mine Forward Islands from their report last year. Um, you won't be able to actually read some of it, but it says 52 of the employee population have experienced or are experiencing mental health challenges. And at the end over here, which sounds interesting, is the 47 or those who share their mental health challenges with their manager say that they have been discriminated against. So that doesn't sound very nice. um, and then the reality is that I don't bring any solution for this, to be honest. I just bring a bunch of questions for you to maybe think about. Um, but I think that that's the beauty of it. Yeah. Um, so why we can talk about it, which blows my mind because like you don't see in the first row, it says, I prefer to keep my mental health private, which means that it's not part of my being while I'm at work. Um, and sounds like our work environment is not a place to talk about it, which is must be this must be just to take at home or being ignored, which means that which means that our version of ourselves that it's linked to our work can't have emotions, while the person that is at home has all these complex feelings while working as well. So here I am asking out loud why we can talk about it. And we all have emotions. These emotions cross us. They don't stay at home uh, when they do sounds like um, they don't stay at home. And when they do, it's maybe a built-in defense mechanism to protect us. Maybe. Again, I don't have any answer. So that's why I'm challenging this idea. So next. Okay. In my case, my bigger fear is not being enough. Being here today is part of this ghost of demand of excellence, the idea of fulfilling what others might expect from me. And at some point, I fell into a deep spiral and I became no one and nothing, like this drawing, but an amazing artist. And then on a bad day, just doubt myself, and no one wants to hear this. And I just think to myself that no one wants to hear this, but here you are. So maybe, um, well, maybe some of you have felt something like this, or maybe not. But I refuse to believe that this is a private subject. Earlier this year, I came across with this remarkable book of pictures that you are saying at the moment. The creator is called Maite Mutuberria from Spain, and through it, she transformed her experience of darkness into something meaningful, sharing with us her striking in a beautiful and raw illustrations that can reflect on many. So why do I talk about this as well? Here I am from my dark place as well, creating with the two things that I'm most intimidated by, which is physics and Erlang. The first one because again I feel sometimes I feel that I am not smart enough. The second one, to be honest, that's the same reason. My process with Erlang has been slow, but I can present you to Visceral, which is a units of measurement library. So why units and why they matter? They are fundamental across fields such as scientific research, engineering, and IoT. The accurate and consistent handling of units is essential for reliable calculations. The correct use of units ensures that communications and interactions between systems remain coherent and trustworthy, which is important for our IoT community in the Erlang ecosystem. So before we dive into the specifics of the implementation, I just want to clarify a few definitions. Within the scope of this project, a unit is just a standardized and well-defined measure of a specific physical quantity. And while units can share the same dimension, they typically differ in their scale. So that's why we also have prefix. And it's important for our library to distinguish between them. And then a quantity, on the other hand, is defined by a specific physical property and a magnitude, basically. In my case, currently, or the part that has been done is just the international system of quantities. These quantities are a selected subset, and no other base quantity can be represented by other base quantities, but a lot of other unities can be represented by them. Another thing that is essential to distinguish, like I said, is the prefix. In your left, I have 1 meter is equal to 1 meter, and it's also equivalent. And on the other hand, I have 1 meter is not equal to 100 centimeters, but it's equivalent to it. So you should be able to handle that correctly. And for now, we go from minus 30 to 30. That's being covered in the library. And we also cover some of these operations and some of these rules. For example, when you base your operations on the base units, you know that when you divide or multiply, you don't have any condition. You just sum and subtract the powers. And when you do an addition or a subtraction, you do need to check if is a equivalent unit, and equivalent is the or equivalent is the correct word here. So how did I did it? Now that we understand what a quantity is, maybe you already did. Now we can talk about the approach. I treat this as a language. So I did. So I tokenize and I parse them into terms that we could then handle into operations. This is how an expression will look like, and this is just an example. So you will see. Oh, I forgot to remove the declarations. You will see that it will understand that a quantity could have a list of units, and it will reduce these units on their base units and will assign the correct power to it. So for example, I didn't add this here, but this is a joule. So a joule is a kilogram per meter square, and or per, yeah, per meter per acceleration, but yeah, sorry. And then I took a photo, but you also won't be able to see it. I took a photo of the definitions that I chose and for the tokens, and I also added prefix. And just wait a second, I would like to say this. We have a special case, two special cases. Kilogram is the only base unit that has a prefix on it, and M is the only unit that its symbol is also a prefix. So we are able to identify that, and basically over here I just added kind of like a maybe unit. So there's a token that it says unit and question mark. And the only place that this could be is either by with a power on the left, or with another unit symbol on the left. But it could also have another one of itself on the right. And that's how you understand which one is meter and which one is milli. And then going again with the challenges or whatever, these processes that we don't talk about it, the idea of treating units as a language allowed me to make a few relations that are not obvious. So a language let us communicate, which brings me back exactly to the idea of communicate. And it's not the same when we don't say anything and try to hide it. But the possibility of communicate without any stigma or fear doesn't make us less or think less of ourselves. It basically the opposite. With the correct tools, we are able to dimension it, which is basically what we are doing with this library. We are using dimensions and understand them. So maybe if we talk about how we feel, we can also dimension it and understand it. Fisher allow us to introduce ourselves into another word, where physical quantity suddenly has a meaning. And the only reason that I wanted to show this is because, again, this is information about stigma, and 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 how we are being discriminated against us just basically asking for help. Or just to understand us ourselves as well. So anyways, it's demo time, so maybe fun. Um, One thing though is that, let me check if this is connect. Oh, need to reset this. 1 second. Maybe I can explain the demo while this is rebooting. So I thought about what can I use that also involves physics on here today. So I wanted to basically calculate the acceleration and maybe provide the velocity and position depending on the value of the acceleration. So 1 second. Oh, I need to. Yes, the thinness. Sorry, I'm not connected, am I? Yes, not through this, so that doesn't have network. Sorry. So you should be able to see it. 1 second. Sharing. Internet sharing. So it's not through here. Okay. So, okay. I will reset. Reboot again, sorry. And I should be able to have internet now. Am I? Sorry, this is taking a while. No, it's not connecting. Okay, I have an idea. I need an SD card, please. In my bag, there's one. I'm sorry about it. We need to fix the demo. It's just that I had a different network setting, and at the end it didn't work here. Maybe if I try again. No. Okay. The connector as well. So remember when I said that this was my biggest fear? Maybe I'm not doing it that well. Okay, here we are. I will disconnect. I'm afraid of disconnecting things. Okay. Now you're going to be with me on this. Can you? No? Yes. Yes, you can. I'm going to deploy. Oh. Yeah, maybe, but I didn't change something. So 1 second. So yeah, okay. Deploying to an SD card right now. But I need to also change something. Maybe. Let's see. Oh, you wouldn't believe this. I'm connected to the thing that I should be connected. So perfect timing. I don't need you anymore. And I'm going to share another screen then, which is this one. Oh, is it connecting? Yes. Okay, I'm there. Sorry for the delay. Oh, so many things open. Okay. So now from the fun bit, I'll assume I have another application running over here, but I'm going to not show you that one. Oh, this is hideous. Okay. Oh, the other way around. Okay. Wait. So I'm connecting to a different node over here to this one. And I need to recompile this. And maybe, why did it broke? What, just one second. So there we are. Can I also share this? Where is it? So I created an application that we are just going to use to run it because it's a WebSocket. So we have a set and a start and reset button. I created an application with a PMO nav that can read the acceleration, and I had an issue, a mechanical issue with my release here. So I'm going to do it manually while clicking it, which is going to be very hard. Maybe just tap, 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 and that's a start. And then 1 second, because I want you to also see this and to also see this one over here. Maybe that's even more important. Can you read that? Maybe. Okay. Okay. So now we are kind of ready. So 1, 2, 3. And it's running. And it read a lot of things and it printed a lot of things and it has an error, but nothing of that is important because even though there's an error, okay, you can see here that what I receive, it's a very, very, very bad error. Okay, let me see. I receive just values, right? And then it crashes. No. Okay, yeah, it didn't understood the other. Yeah. So if I had enough time, what you see here is an okay, and yes, it's an. I wanted to double check. I'm sorry. It's an okay. It is a magnitude, and then it's a map with an S. Oh wait. What I'm doing? This is the worst demo ever, and I understand now, but trust me on this. I'm so sorry. So, okay, magnitude, and we have seconds with a power -2, and we have a meter 1. And all of these are the readings for the acceleration. I'm going to do something over here. How much time do I have? Almost there, I promise. Okay. Almost there. Let me just fix that. Okay, here. I will only run maybe. Let's see. It's in the WebSocket connection. I'm not going to send anything through the WebSocket connection, but I want to show you. So that's why it's failing. So if I connect again, if I plug this again, and if you trust me somehow, I will refresh this just in case, and I will tap. And here we go. 1, 2, 3. So running, and now we don't crash. So that's fine. And here we have, oh yeah, we did crash. But this is the important bit. Why? I tested it. Now you only need to believe me. I can't believe it. No, I refused. I am so sorry. No. 1 second. I'm very, very, very terrible because I'm not calling the correct function. Just 1 second. So here I am so sorry. One second. Wait, what? Run integration, yes. Run integration of bell and one second. And this is Axel, and this is Pus. And you'll see, you are not seeing me. This is the worst demo. Pus. But anyways. Oh, sorry. I don't get to see the actual console. Okay. So, one more time. Third time is the charm, is it? So I do set this. And go. Yes, that's not a crash. Okay. So let me do this bigger. So what you can see here, oh sorry. Yeah, what you can see here is just data. It's just number. Doesn't have any meaning at all. And then you get to use the library, and then you realize, oh, that's an acceleration. So I know the units for it. And I know that is meter per or divide by second square. And then I know, no, it was working. You should have seen that it is handling the operations, and I'm quite sorry. I'm going to fix this, and you can basically ping me. Apps, just right there. Uh, yeah, exactly. Just come with me. We can have a party about this. So at the end, basically, well, that was a fun demo. The thing that I wanted to say is that feelings at work are not um, are not a bad thing. I'm hoping that this is not been quite boring, but apparently it is. But the whole parallel possibility of communicating in a communication driving relationship at work and other places can be quite good. Mate's book inspired me to create from darkness, and that's what I tried to do here. Maybe it's still a little bit dark, but I need to dust it off. And for me, the ability to communicate with family and friends or at university of with my supervisor has been invaluable, and every and I think that we should include that in our society and in our community, which makes me feel very grateful for this place and for this space, even though we already know what happened today here. So I want to just leave you with why not to talk about this. Thank you very much.